In this video, I'll talk about how to apply HTML colors in standard HTML tags. Now what I wanted to do is I have this page set up so that we can play with some of these colors and we can see different ways where we might apply these colors. So I have this set up and I have brackets set up so that we can work with some of these colors. Now when we're working with tags, we often think about them as just a way to surround something, but in reality you can think of tags as a container. And so if we take the head tag or the body tag, let's take the body tag. If I wanted to change the background color for the entire body, then you can think of the body as a container. So here's the beginning body tag, and then of course here's the ending body tag. And so everything in between is inside this body container. So if we go up to the body container and specify either a foreground for text or a background. So I'm going to put in a style equals background color beige, and commit this save. Then what happens is the entire body, since that's where I put the tag, actually turns beige. Now I've gone down here and you'll notice that the background color in this particular table is still white. That would have turned beige too, but I had already put a background color of white on this table. So you'll notice right here that I have, here's my table, and then inside my table tag I could treat the table tag as a container, and so I put style equals color white. Now let's change this, and we'll make it obnoxious just to make it sort of stand out what the changes are. So now I've changed the background color of that. So what just happened? I changed the parent tag. The parent container is the body container. And then I'm showing that with inside the body I can take a tag like table and manipulate the style, and so it's going, since this is closer, since the table tag is a closer tag nested inside, so it's a container within a container. We've got an outward container for body, we've got an inward container for table, and so I went into this inward container and reset the background color to pink, and now it left everything else in the body beige and then turned this to pink. Likewise, you'll notice down here where I went in and manipulated all of these so they looked really nice on the screen. I essentially set the background color to each little cell. And so let's go down and look at this where I was taking control of this and doing it. Here's an example where I set the background color to silver and then left the foreground color equal to black. Here's one where I set it to purple. So an orange, let's just look at the orange one. So here's where I set the background color to orange. And then I had to come up here and set these foregrounds to white. The default in HTML is to use black as a foreground. That means text. And so some of these where black on the background looked pretty good, I used that. In some of these I thought that white was a little easier for the eye to see, so I took control of that. And I changed the color to white. So color as in the color of the text, there I changed to white in this example. And so there's some of these where you can see I've got white and then I've got a different background on those, and some of them I've got black, which is the default. Now down here is an example of where I've taken the very same table and I've given one cell where I've manipulated by using the word blue, and I've got another cell just right next to it where I've manipulated it using the hexadecimal. So if we look at this, you'll notice that what I have here is, in this first one, I've got background color equals blue and color equals white. So there's me using those HTML standard color names. Here's in the very next cell where I say background color equals FF, and since F is the last two digits are the blue emitter, I've turned the blue emitter up to a maximum. So we have this very blue. And then for color, I've made it white. So I've taken my blue, green, my RGB, my red, green, and blue emitter, and turned them all to maximum. And that's why the foreground font text is actually white. So I just used, in one of these I used hexadecimal, and the other I used color names to be able to manipulate the colors. And so This, you'll notice right here that what's going on in this table is my background. Unless I took control of it, the background is the same as the body, because I haven't gone into this table and said that the default background in the table should be white. And so this, you can see here that I've got black on white, and it's not really white. That's because in my body tag I turned it to beige. So if I wanted to fix this, then I better go into this table and into this tag and set it up so that it's going to actually have the right background color. So here's my table tag. It's got things like border and stuff like that. So I'll set my style in here. Equals white. Oops, that's colon. And then close it off. And then when I update this so that it's saved, then what happens is you'll notice that these backgrounds turn to white. So now I'm no longer taking the background color from the beige, which is the rest of the body, and I set these to white. So this is an example of how you can manipulate various aspects of your table or of your page. We've talked about how you can apply it to various containers on the page. If I wanted to make an ordered list, then I could make an ordered list, and then I could, in the OL for ordered list tag, then I could set a background or a foreground color to be whatever I want, and that would work. So these are examples where we are actually using standard HTML tags and overriding the standard default so that we can manipulate the foreground text, and we can also manipulate the background colors.